It's a realtor's life. We coach right, he'll get you right. Create your life. It's a realtor's life. We coach right, he'll get you right. Create your life. It's a realtor's life. We coach right, he'll get you right. Create your life.
Welcome to the Realtor Life podcast, part of BND TV's weekly lineup of shows. I'm your host, Michael G. Davis, broker and CEO of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, Realtor plus business coach. We have another phenomenal guest for you today, but before I bring them on, I want to remind you that we are streaming live to the Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm business Facebook page, as well as our Success in Real Estate YouTube channel. So for those of you all that are checking us out live, we invite you to place your comments and questions in the chat and take part in the show. Also, if you have a real estate need, like looking to buy a home or putting your house on the market to sell, we want to invite you to stay on after the show for a very important message just for you. Also, maybe you're thinking about getting into real estate, or you're already licensed and you're considering making a change in brokerage firm. You too, we want you to stay on after the show so you can learn a little bit more about how we can help you out. All right, so without further ado, I want to bring to the stage a good friend of mine, good friend of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. So proud of what this young man is doing. He is a real estate professional, obviously, as well as a sports enthusiast. I want to bring to the stage Mr. Kip. Damn it, Kip, I done forgot your name. Edwards.
Kip is enough. Kip is cool enough.
No, Kip is enough. I drew a blank just like that. I was like, I didn't know Kip almost all my life, and I can't remember everything. But yes, Kip Edwards with White Star Title, founder of White Star Title, along with Henry Willis, is going to be joining Kip today as well, man. So super excited to have you on today, brother. Thank you for carving out a little bit of time in your day so we can get a window into your life. Kip, the reason that I started doing all of this is because, being in the real estate industry, the 18 years that I've been in it, man, I feel like as real estate professionals, we hadn't been appreciated. Our clients, customers, sometimes even our colleagues, man, they put us in a box, not recognizing that we're people too. People with passions, people with many layers. So I wanted to create a platform where real estate professionals like yourself could come on and showcase the many passions that we have in addition to being in real estate. And again, I'm a real estate coach, so we may get into a little bit of coaching as well, dealing with any challenges or giving some, advice to the audience. We like to provide that too. So before we jump on, man, I know when people hear your story and they hear more about you, they're going to want to be able to engage and follow you on social media. So where can they go to connect with you?
Absolutely. They can definitely reach me on Instagram, which is Kip_Edwards. They can also reach me on Facebook, and it should be just Kip Edwards. I'm pretty simple, so my name is super simple. So as long as you type in Kip Edwards, I'm sure you'll be able to find me. There's not too many Kip Edwards out there.
Absolutely. And which one between Instagram and Facebook, which one do you spend most of your time on?
Well, since I'm a little older, I'm gonna have to go with Facebook. I'm still learning a little bit about Instagram, but luckily that's why I have my younger intern here, Henry, to help me out. So he's been showing me a little bit more about social media and getting things out there. So I'm just super excited to be here. I thank you for the opportunity, Mike. We have been knowing each other for a long time, and honestly, the reason I'm in real estate is because of your company. So, man, I appreciate everything that you've done for the community and for me personally.
Absolutely, man. I sure appreciate that, brother. Thank you for saying that. All right. So like I said earlier, man, this platform is about really exposing, the passions, things that you're into. So I always start the guests out with the same question. And it's, what hobbies or activities are you and your family a part of?
Everything, man. If you go to my social media, you'll be like this past weekend, me and my wife just hiked Sandia Mountains, right? So we went to Albuquerque. We did a 8-mile hike. It took us 5 hours. I didn't think we made. I'm an ex-athlete, so I felt like I was comfortable enough making it.
Yeah.
For her, I was like, well, I don't know if she's gonna make it, and we can't turn around.
Right.
Definitely, I like to try everything. So I like to travel. I like sports. Like I said, we just hiked the mountain this past weekend. We also did a hot air balloon. So anything that's to do with adventure, I'm scratching stuff off my bucket list now, so I can add some new stuff later on when I do retire. And when I'm not so adventurous. Right now, I'm kind of nervous about doing certain things, but I'll try anything at least once just to kind of scratch it off the bucket list.
Wow, man. So you hiked a mountain, man. So walk me through that. Like, how do you get to the point where you're like, you know what, man, these 8 miles, I'm gonna walk these 8 miles, and you ain't walking flat, like you walking at an incline. 8
Oh,
miles.
absolutely.
Come on, man.
You'll be surprised. So like I said, we travel quite a bit. I like to at least do a weekend vacation at least once a month. So our goal is to hit all 50 states. So I think we are 28 in, so we have a few more to go. And so every time we go to a different place, we'll see what the locals are doing. We do food tours, and then we'll do whatever the locals gonna do. Like in Albuquerque, it was hot air balloons and mountains. So we prepared, I would say, a week before. We bought a whole bunch of hiking equipment because, being here in Houston, it's not like a lot of mountains or hills here. Right. So we bought a whole bunch of equipment that we did not need, but we looked really, really good out there on the mountain. People are super friendly. It's one of them things that you have to try it out. You might not want to do the whole 8 mile thing, but a 2 mile hike would probably been enough. But the views is just amazing. And every time I look at something, I look at it from a real estate perspective, right? So I'm like, oh, we could build a house in the mountains, or look at all this opportunity out here in these mountains. It was a super cool experience, and it was just something that a sense of achievement, and for us to do it together to climb. Because I work out, like I know you work out a lot too, Mike. I see your posts all the time. Mike did 2 or 3 miles this morning, 4 or 5 o'clock. And I'm thinking like, damn, Mike waking up super early to do this. I'm more like, okay, I'll do it afterward, a little bit cooler. But I usually do about 3 to 6 miles every other day. And I figure 8 mile walking, I should be able to do it. My wife, on the other hand, she doesn't work out as much. So I was looking for her to be like, nah, I don't think we're going to be able to do it. But she was the one took charge. She led the whole way.
Wow.
It was super dangerous. Like, I'm kind of afraid of heights a little bit. So I kind of sucked up because I have to show my manliness.
Man.
To her. So, so I mean, we did it. Luckily, there was a lot of people on the trail as well. So people always ask, hey, you need some help? Do you need some water? You need food? So people were super friendly, super helpful. I felt like I was in Texas, but it was in New Mexico because people are super friendly. We just decided to wake up. Let's achieve this goal, and that sense of accomplishment. Once we got to the top of it, man, it just felt like, how Rocky was training to go fight and ran up the thing in Philadelphia and kind of raised his hands like, man. It was that feeling. It was definitely that feeling. Like I played football in college and I made All-American my freshman and sophomore year. And it felt the same way, like that sense of achievement. Like I got this award and I wouldn't mind doing it again. But if I don't do it again, I did it once and I'm happy with that. But it's definitely something you have to focus, get your mind right, and just do it.
That's wonderful, man. I can imagine what the view looks like being on the top of that mountain, and that feeling that you're talking about, spending that 5 hours, right? I know it's not easy, right? 5 hours, getting through that terrain and then making it to the top, man. And so that's awesome. Was that your first time being in New Mexico?
So I actually had 2 friends who played college football from high school. They went to New Mexico, played for the Lobos. And then I had a friend from high school who played basketball for the Lobos and went to the NBA. So this is my second time being out there. The first time I went to go in college. So I really didn't experience the whole city. It was more partying, drinking, watching football, playing basketball, right? So this time I got to experience the city, try the food out, and see what Albuquerque had to offer.
That's awesome, man. All right. So with travel is very important to you, but you also talked about sports. So when it comes to sports and that being a hobby, like how does that show up in your world?
Man, let me tell you, growing up my family is super competitive. I was the oldest grandchild. My mom had me when she was 15. She's the oldest of her siblings. So all my aunts and my uncle super competitive. So they was only maybe 8 to 10 years older than me. So I had to compete with them. It's funny, like all my little cousins are D1 track athletes.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I was the one, even though I was the older one, I led by example by going to college first. Got a football scholarship, but they definitely surpassed me. And they tell me every time we go to a family reunion, like, hey, kid, we looked up to you because you the one was super focused on sports in order for it to be an avenue to gain education. So we use sports in order to go to college, in order to figure out what we want to be in life, right? So it's just part of our nature. It's funny, even when we have family reunions, it's super competitive at the family reunion. Like we just had one recently. I pulled my hamstring playing kickball with the younger kids because I could not let them beat me. And even my kids now, even if we play board games, they know I'm not gonna let them win. But my daughter's super competitive as well.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, just growing up in my family, sports was everything to us.
Yeah.
And just, I really think it's not even like being an athlete; it's more of the competitiveness. We just like winning.
Yeah.
So it's just part of it. I've always been involved in sports. I think sports is a great avenue and great tool for life. You learn a lot of lessons. You learn to be focused. You learn to be accountable. You learn to work as a team. And everything I learned from sports growing up, ever since kindergarten all the way through college, it was all about team environment. What is best for the team? How can we win together? So I just implement everything I learned growing up and put it into the title company. And that's how I see my team now. Like they know if they need me anytime, call me anytime.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked to Henry probably would text throughout the whole night, and Mary looked at me like, "Who you talk to?" Oh, it's Henry. Like that's my guy, right?
On the phone with Henry. Let's go.
It's willing to learn, and what I like, and I brought Henry on the show for a reason because I want him to see what we do as a whole. Like say he's an intern and he's with me at the title company, but he wants real estate in general. He wants to know about what the realtors do, what does the appraiser do, what does the lender do. It's a lot of moving parts to every transaction, right? And it takes everybody on the same page. And it's just like being on a part of a football team, right? It's 65 players on a football team, so it takes everybody from the head coach all the way to the water boy, to the managers, to the trainers. It's a lot of moving parts to make a team work. And I just implement everything I learned growing up in sports into the title company, and it makes it more fun, right? We play sports because it's fun,
right?
So why not use that as work? Hey, we go to work because it's fun.
We make
really good money doing it. So I always use sports analogies for everything because that's all I know for the past 40 something years. So it just works out for me.
Yeah, now that's awesome, man. And to be able to be the example, right? So you were the trailblazer for everybody that's behind you, right? So when you look at your cousins and everybody that's coming up, right, you can take a little bit of pride in, you showed them that it was possible. And I feel like that's very important, for especially young people.
Absolutely.
What they're able to see is possible, and then they take it to that next level. But you broke the barrier, man. So I really applaud that and what you did. And then, and as we talk with Henry, man, I'm looking at you both, man. Did y'all plan that? Like, did y'all plan that?
It's funny. We came in this morning like, man, we got the exact same outfit on today. It's funny. We got the same color jeans on. The only thing different is just the shoe colors.
I'm like, Kim over there making mini Kips. I see you. That's funny. But, I like the fact that you brought that in, man. So I do have a question about you. When did it become important to you to like mentor and bring in others, really show them and pour time and energy into them? Like, when did that become important to you?
You know what, Mike? I'm gonna have to give you kudos for that. So after talking to you and LB and Larry, I know that y'all like to educate the community, give back to the community, and it's all about education for me.
Yeah. So
I felt like it was important for me to kind of take what I learned, because now we've been in the game, 20 years now, 20 plus years now in real estate. Even though it's in different spectrums of real estate, it all comes together. So I felt like it was important and better for me, right, to instill what I've learned now to somebody who can utilize what I've learned. I wish somebody would have took me under their wing when I was 20 years old. I would probably know what I want to do, after college. Then it took me a while to get here, and I really didn't get focused about real estate, and I would say about even life until maybe 8 years ago, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I changed my mind plenty of times. I started off being a loan officer, right? After that, I was like, okay, I'm going to do new home sales. So I worked with KB Home, worked with Meritage Homes. I was like, man, this is cool, but let me try something different. Then I got to commercial real estate with the CoStar Group. And then finally, the title company kind of just hopped in my lap, and it just grew from there.
Yeah.
So through that journey, I was like, man, what can I do to give back to the community? Because the community gave so much back to me.
Absolutely.
Besides doing home buying seminars, I was like, let me take somebody under my wing and show them the way. And what's so crazy, Henry came from a different, he came from a brokerage firm. He was an intern for a different a brokerage firm, a real estate firm. And he was coming to pick up some checks that the title company was issuing. And it's like, man, Kip, I want to learn more about title. And I was like, oh man, give me a call. Like, hey, I'm willing to talk about title. Nobody wants to know about title, right? Like the most non-glamorous part of the title industry.
Right.
But it's fun because we, at the end of the day, we the last person people see in the transaction. We give them the keys. I feel like it's satisfaction for me to see smiles on people's faces and for people to gain home ownership. So Henry was like, man, Kip, I want to come learn from you. And I was like, let me tell you, it's like a sport, right? Like I feel like he was like my biggest cheerleader. Like, man, Kip, I want to learn. Like y'all doing great. So I was like, oh, tell you what, come on, let me show you.
Come on through.
I appreciate that. And I promised like a week later, I was like, he came aboard. And I was like, I'm not just going to let you be an intern. I want you to be a paid intern because I want to show you everything that's going on. I'm 100% transparent. Yeah. And he was just willing to learn. And the excitement, like I think even though somebody's willing to learn, you still got to have that excitement. You got to have just something inside you that motivates yourself to go get it. And since he's been here, man, it's been a blessing for me, for the team. And I talked to some of his family members, and he was like, man, thank you, Kip, for having him come sit in the office with you. But he's learning so much more. He started his own company. He's doing wholesale deals. He's doing investment deals. He's learning just different aspects of real estate at the age of 20, right? He's graduating from college in 3 years from U of H. Super smart guy, super intelligent, well-mannered. And I have a 14-year-old child, and I never would let anybody say I want anybody to date my daughter. But if I had to pick somebody to date, I want to be somebody like Henry, right?
Yes. Hey, look, man, you gonna do that. Betrothal right now, man. Hey, look, I picked it for you, man.
I know, right? But he's just on point, like just willing to learn, very excited, doing what's best for the company, do whatever I ask, whatever help is needed, he's there for it. So it's just a blessing to have an intern like this. So I had to jump on board, like, hey, man, let me show you everything I know. Hopefully he can take over a branch one day. So his goals are my goals. Whatever his goals are, I'm with it.
Yeah, it sounds like you're saying it's good soil, right? As people like myself and you, we're looking for good soil to pour into. And when you find it, man, it's nothing else like it when you have somebody that's wanting to absorb what you're wanting to give off, man. So that's phenomenal, man. Henry, I can tell you at 20 years old, I wasn't nowhere close to what you were about right now. I was in college about the wrong stuff. So keep it up, bro. Good job. Proud of you, man. All right. Well, Kip, man, so you've been in real estate, I want people to hear the story about White Star, right? Because I say this all the time that you're the only, like prior to you, man, I didn't know any black-owned title companies. Right. And I was so excited when you said that you was moving forward in that project, man. So I want the people to hear the White Star story and how you all have grown, man. And when I say that I'm proud of you, man, I really am, because White Star is something that's definitely needed in our marketplace. So go ahead and tell them the story about it.
Absolutely. So let me tell you how White Star Title started. So like I said, I had a branch of Patriot Title before. So we had an office in Pearland, one in East Downtown, and then COVID happened, right? So in 2020, nobody could really come to the office. We were doing a lot of remote online notaries. And I was like, man, it'd be cool to have my own agency where I can control everything, give back to my community, because not very many minority-owned title companies at all. And throughout these 20 years of being in real estate, I have saw some of the racial separation in real estate. I know it's all kinds of statistics on how hard it is for minorities to get loans approved in order to get home ownership. And I had friends that were real estate brokers. I had lenders. I had friends that were appraisers, surveyors, but none of my friends had anything to do with title. Matter of fact, I even knew what title was really, right? I just knew at the title company, we signed paperwork and we sent out checks and that's a wrap.
That's it,
So when I got into it, I was like, oh, that's easy. Sign paperwork, give people keys to their house, everybody happy, done deal. I didn't know how in depth and how much involved the title company was at that time, and now it just, man, like it's more than I thought, and I was overwhelmed at first.
Yeah.
Um, but luckily, we have the right team in place to kind of help everything, smooth everything out. We have attorneys in place, and luckily, I got great support around me, like my friends, my family. So let me tell you how White Star really started. So we was at the poker table. It was COVID. Nobody can go out. Nobody can go to restaurants. So we had a group of friends who played poker in the meantime, all day long. Nobody was going to work. So we'll sit around the poker table and talk about life, talk about how can we be better gentlemen, how can we be better husbands, how can we be better fathers, how can we be better businessmen. And one of my friends who brought me into real estate when I started to be a loan officer was John Romart. And then he was like, man, kid, why don't you be a title company? Like, why don't you start your own title company? You already know title. You got all kind of support behind you. He said, man, I taught you a little bit. And then, of course, Larry was there as well. Was like, man, kid, why don't you start? We'll use you. I was like, well, if y'all utilize me, that's all I need. As long as you're doing 5 deals a month, cool. Y'all can keep me in business. So I'm a huge, I'm a huge sports fan, right? Our high school quarterback played for the Cowboys, and then I'm a huge Astros fan. So I felt like the star fit perfectly. So it was White Star because we're from Texas, and it's the White Star from the Texas flag. And I put the circles around it because I'm a huge Houston Astros fan, and the Houston Astros got their start. They just won the World Series, about to go back. So I was like, oh man, this is right on my alley. So the whole sports thing kind of made the whole White Star logo.
Wow.
And then it's fun. Let me see. After that, they was like, man, we're gonna start it up and just get back to the community, right? So I felt like, okay, I'm gonna start this title company and go educate the community about home ownership for minorities. And I felt like, I promise, we started in October 2020, the best month ever in my life, as far as revenue, finances, was January of 2021. So just in 3 months, like we was already in the positive from October as soon as we started. But January, I never seen that ever in my life. What happened? I don't know. The market increased. Like everybody in real estate was doing really, really good, and everybody's been really supportive. And I mean, we definitely had our challenges, stuff we didn't know about, right? But thanks to people like yourself, Mike, and other people in the real estate community, just being really, really supportive and wanting this thing to work, not just for me as a whole, but just for our community. So I feel like it's really important. So now I feel obligated, and we have to achieve. I feel like we don't have no choice but to achieve because of the community. That's why I don't mind giving away scholarships. I don't mind when people say, hey, Kip, I need you to do 5 home buying seminars on a Saturday. Absolutely, because I feel like that's what I should do. I think it's very important. I like that my kids get to see, like, man, daddy's working on the weekends to help people get into their homes. Because they know how important it is to have a home over your head. And I feel like the greatest feeling in the world was working at the title company. I feel like, I know I love football, love sports, and I wish I could be an NFL player, but this is probably the second best thing ever. God put me on this earth to be in this position that I am now. So it's a huge blessing, and I wouldn't give it up. I wouldn't give it up at all, man. I love what I do. I love that I get to give keys to people who come sign their paperwork at the end of the day. And I love the feeling. I love helping people out, and I love working with people like yourself. That's on the same page. Like, hey, let's get back to the community. How can we educate the community? What can we do better? How can we improve? How can we educate them on how to first even see if they can even buy a house, and show them the ways and the steps to get to if they can, because everybody can buy a house. Certain steps, some people might take a little bit longer than others. But just believe, if you work with us, if you work with Brooks and Davis, we can definitely guide you in the right direction in order to achieve whatever goals that may be. And Mike, we talk all the time, and it's just, man, it's just good to see somebody similar, just for the outlook of the world. I always say the community because we're here in Houston, but it's really the world, man. I feel like it's so much bigger than us, and it's so much more that we should be doing. But we definitely doing the best we can to get there. And like I said, White Star title has just been a blessing for me. I didn't think it was gonna be like it is now, but it is amazing. Like, it's done things that I can only imagine. It helps. It lets me go travel and do my hobby. thanks to White Star Title, I met my wife. I met some really good friends. All those man, it's been a blessing. So I can't even put
Yeah.
in words how much of a blessing it's been.
So it seems like, I mean, I think, Kip, and I think it really contributes to a lot of the success that you've had, man, is, I mean, you just good people. Like, you're a good person. Clearly the audience can see your heart. I see it. That's why I continue to rock with you. Because, as we've been in this thing, 20 years, we've seen it, we know the business, we know the value that we bring. You get to a point to where you do become particular about who you spend time with, and who you kind of allow in your space. So the fact that we've continued to share space together, I know there's nothing but continued success for both of us as we partner, as we work together on things, because where we're going now as an organization, White Star Title and others like you, Kip, are the people that we want with us as we grow and as we grow together. Because, like you said, we have a like-minded spirit, a like-minded mindset, especially when it comes to impacting our communities, right? The Black community, which it needs people like us, and we're willing to say yes to it. So, man, I can't say it enough. And, man, I'm proud of what you've done and what you've built, right? For those that knew the Kip prior to White Star, right? I've seen the matriculation. Like, I've met with you when you was in CoStar, right?
Right.
I've talked to you when you was the loan officer. And, I've closed with you at Patriot. Like, so every step of the way, we've seen it. And for you to hit this piece right here with White Star and everything that you're doing with it, man, it's a huge testament to you as a person and as an individual. So, Henry, man, stay close to him as long as he lets you. I would definitely say that, man. Stay close to him, because you're going to get a lot out of that young man right there. Kip, man, before I let you go, brother, you have any final words for the people, or any maybe anything that you maybe didn't get a chance to say that you want to tell the people?
Absolutely. So for my thing, I think what sets us apart from anybody else is our flexibility. I grew up in Baytown, so I'm used to, I guess, people working in the plant, so they do a lot of shift work. So it's no typical 8 to 5. So we pride ourselves on, if you need me, like, I promise you can reach me anytime. If you text me at midnight, if unless I'm asleep, I'll probably text you back. But best believe when I wake up about 6 or 7 in the morning, I'll probably hit you like, oh man, sorry I wasn't up at the time. But here, let me answer your question now. So not only that, I think the flexibility part is, like, we don't mind doing closings on the weekends, after hours, early. It's funny, Henry called me on the weekend like, hey, Kip, can I go do this? You want me to go do this closing on Saturday? I was like, man, you're not even working today, but if you want to, please go.
Yeah.
So we just here to serve. I feel like nothing is important in my life other than my family and friends, but it's the clients that we serve. So they just like family to me. So if you need me on the weekends, please feel free to call. If you just have a question about real estate, I can probably point you in the right direction. I'm just open. So I feel like being 100% transparent and staying in communication, it's what I like to see, especially in the real estate. It's a lot of moving parts. So like I tell everybody, man, if you have any questions about real estate, legal real estate questions, please give us a call. We do have some attorneys on staff. I have 3 escrow officers now. We just been growing. Like, we've only been in business 2 years, and now we have 4 locations across Texas. It's fun. I've been trying to slow down the growth a little bit so we can manage it. But it's for the community. And I would like to say, I know it's not a huge Black-owned title companies, but I definitely want to give a shout out to Johnny Collins at Community National Title in Dallas. He kind of took me underneath his wing. He called me one day, was like, hey, Kip, I like what you're doing in Houston. And even though we are 2 separate companies and we super competitive, there's enough business that goes around for everyone. So I don't really compete with any other title companies because I know we different. I know what we are good at. And I would like to just say that I like working with everyone, and I'm very open. So if you ever need anything, whether you're using my title company or not, but if you have some questions about like your HUD or anything that has to do with title, please feel free to reach out. And I tell people all the time, hey, I understand we can't get 100% of all the title business in Houston, Even if you use another title company, you need somebody to review it before you actually go sign some documents. Man, give me a call. Like, I don't mind looking at Stewart Title's paperwork. I don't mind looking at Frontier Title paperwork. I just want you to be happy in the house that you're getting and making sure you're not missing anything going forward. So I tell people, man, just give me a call, give me a shout, send me an email. Please come to our events. I just love the network and see people living out their goals and dreams. And whether it's with my title company, anybody else's, hey, I'm happy for you.
Hey man, that's good, brother. And I can definitely co-sign with everything that you said. He answers the phone. Yes. You got questions, he answers your questions. He takes. So I've took Kip up on that promise on many occasions. I promise. So no, man. Again, thank you so much for being on today, man. Henry, thank you for coming on board as well, man. It's gonna be super excited with you over there at White Star. And man, in a couple of weeks we'll be connecting at the Real Estate Summit. I'm going to tell the audience a little bit about that here as we close out as well, man. But I sure appreciate you, brother, to continue.
Absolutely, man. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, man. So before I let you all go, just want to give you the quick rundown of what we have coming down the pipeline here at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. So tomorrow we are doing, let's see. So tomorrow we have an exciting, before I even get tomorrow, look, today we have our mastermind through tough times, right? That's where we do a real estate professionals doing a little bit of randomness, real estate professionals talking about randomness. So our random topic for today is dealing with Rihanna. So will Rihanna bring out ASAP Rocky as a special guest for the Super Bowl? So jump on, guys, here in about an hour and a half, man. We're going to be going live again on Facebook as well as on YouTube. My co-host, Ms. Margaret, as well as our super producer, Jay Joseph, we're going to be on. So, hey, look, with the mastermind, man, we love to bring y'all on in person if you want to get on the screen. So we love for you to do that. So that's going to be here at 2:30. Then we are tomorrow. Now I can get to tomorrow. We're having an exciting event. We're bringing in a company, Copper and Electric, right? I know at Brooks & Davis, we pride ourselves on being unique. Kip spoke about the uniqueness of White Star, what separates them for the rest of the pack. So, when we bring in people to Brooks & Davis and we put resources in front of our agents, we ask them the same thing. So we're going to be talking with Copper and Electric tomorrow. And we're gonna see, what is it that makes them or separates them from the other electricians, in the Houston market. So we can't wait to hear from them. That's going to be tomorrow at 12 o'clock. So if you're in need of an electrician, a relationship, we're in a relationship business, and you're in need of that kind of relationship, then come on to the office, man, and and meet these individuals in person. I believe we may have some vittles to eat, little bites to eat as well. So, you stop on by. Worst case scenario, once you register, we can send you out the Zoom information so you can get online and check them out that way as well. But that's going to be tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Make sure you go to the events page at www.brooksanddavis.com to reserve your spot as well as to learn more. And then, man, finally, so I mentioned it briefly with Kip because he's in partnership with us on this event that we're doing on October 8th. It is our 2022 Mapping Your Way to Home Ownership Real Estate Summit. We are so excited about this event. It's a signature Brooks & Davis event. And what we've done is we've created this platform that we're going to do on an annual basis. And we want to pull in all of these resources. One of the things that Kip talked about was that you can buy a house, right? You can, whatever your real estate situation is, you can get that satisfied. There's more than enough resources out here in the marketplace. The challenge is that people are just not aware. They don't know, or they're not being told by somebody that they can trust. So every year we put together this summit where we get all of the people, all of these resources, all of these opportunities, these strategies, these tools, these programs. We get them all in one place, and we expose the attendee. So the people that come to this summit that we're having on October 8th, they're going to be able to experience the home buying process from start to finish, the complete home buying process, from preparation to the buying transactions to even maintaining a home that they now own. There's going to be representatives in each of the neighborhoods that's at the summit that's going to educate and speak. Attendees, they're even going to be able to get pre-approved on the spot when they come to this summit. We've even opened it up to people that are thinking about selling their house, right? Because again, you'll have representatives there that can assist you in that situation. But you're also going to be in a room with prospective buyers for your property, prospective buyers that are getting approved through the lenders that are at the summit. So we literally want to bring everybody under one roof to increase the chances of getting more people in the homes. And that's what it's ultimately about, getting more people in the homes, and especially in the Black community, getting more people to capitalize on this vehicle of real estate. So whether that's buying a home for you to live in, buying your first home, doing a move-up situation where you're selling one home or buying another home, maybe you're renting, maybe you're on Section 8, right? Maybe you want to purchase for investment purposes, or you're thinking about short-term rentals. Like when I tell you we're going to cover the gambit, we're going to cover the whole thing when it comes to residential real estate on October 8th. So it's a free event. Make sure you go to the website, churchrealestate.com. Shout out to our signature sponsor, U.S. Bank, that's helping us expand our marketing. Last year, we had over 200 people. We're trying to double it this year. And I feel that we are doing the things that we're going to be able to do that. Kip is one of our partners. His White Star title is going to be there representing to really get everybody educated. So go to the website, www.churchrealestatesummit.com. Learn more about this event. Don't miss out on it. If you're anywhere on what I discussed when it came to real estate, you're thinking about buying, you're wanting to transition from a rental situation, you're on Section 8, and you want to learn about how you can, because a lot of people don't know that the Section 8 has an actual sustainability program where you could use your voucher to purchase a home. And the Veteran Affairs has the same thing. Most people don't even know that, right? When you come to this summit, what you're going to learn at this summit, most people don't know. Now, let me just preface it by saying that. When you come to this, and the things that you're going to hear, most people don't know this information. They don't get this information because they don't have access to a Brooks and Davis that's willing to get it and present it, right? So come Saturday, October 8th, starting at 9 o'clock, visit the website, learn more about it. All right. With that being said, with that being said, I think I missed something. Did I miss one? We doing something Thursday? I think we're doing something Thursday. No, that's it. All right, I gotta make sure I cover my calendar, man, because I know y'all be dependent on that when I come on here and do these shows. So that's what we got coming down the pipeline. With that being said, man, if you have a real estate need, like looking to buy a house or putting your house on the market, stay on. We got a message for you. If you just got your real estate license or you're thinking about making a change to a brokerage, to another brokerage, definitely stay on the show. We got a very special message. Oh man, we got a Laverne. She's trying to help me out. Laverne, no, we don't have study hall this week. We actually had study hall last week, so we don't have it this week. But appreciate you staying on top of me because I definitely want to make sure that I stay on top of that calendar. All right, with that being said, this has been the Realtor Life Podcast. I'm your host, Michael G. Davis, broker and CEO of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. Looking forward to coaching you into the cosmos. It's time to take off, baby. Make it a great one. Hey, this is Michael G. Davis, CEO of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC. I am also a realtor plus business coach. If you are currently have a real estate need, or you're in the process of getting your real estate license, or maybe you've already gotten your license, awesome. Watch this whole video because I have some outstanding news just for you. Now, if you are considering buying a home, we want you to know that we offer at no cost or commitment to schedule a showing for you to see any property in the Houston Metroplex. But when you hire our real estate company to help you, we will hold your hand and guide you through the home buying process step by step. Visit our website or give us a call at the number shown to learn more. Or maybe you're considering putting your home on the market for sale. We want you to know that we offer at no cost or no commitment a couple of things. First is a free neighborhood buying and selling activity report for your home. This report will show you the amount of buying and selling that has taken place within your neighborhood within the most recent 6 to 12 months. All we need is your mailing address and email address to get the report over to you. We also offer at no cost or commitment a free in-person property condition home evaluation. This is where one of our real estate professionals will come into your home and give you recommendations and advice on what changes to make to the condition of your home and talk with you about how these changes could help sell your home faster and or for more money. But when you hire our real estate company to help you sell your home, we will put your home in front of more active home buyers than any other realtor. Just visit our website or give us a call at the number shown to learn more. Finally, if you are in the process of getting your real estate license or with a brokerage firm and thinking of making a change, we want you to know that we offer at no cost or commitment for you to be able to attend any Brooks & Davis real estate firm, training, or event. But when you join our firm, we will show you how to get everything you want using your real estate license. And what we believe real estate professionals want are an outstanding quality of life, the freedom of having options, and the ability to pursue what makes them happy. Visit our website or give us a call at the number shown to learn more.